whichever it was for you guys. So glad you all are joining us tonight. Wow, look at that, Niall. In just not even 30 seconds, we're at almost 106, we're over 160 people.
Fantabulous.
That is just awesome.
Rick's holding that smile for as long as he can.
Yes, he always has a smile. And then there's Emilio, who's always smiling.
Yep. There's a lot to smile about.
Yes, yes. I know I need to talk to my neighbor Emilio here pretty soon about May. You want to come here? Yeah, I'll call you.
Call me.
We may just have a party in the RGV for Cinco de Mayo. So, all right. That things have slowed down for a Monday. Ooh, he's got the right kind of bottle of wine there too, Niall.
That looks beautiful.
It is beautiful. Look at that. All right, everyone. I see a few more people are coming in. People are connecting to their audio. I am just so excited you all are here tonight, because if this is your first time you were invited here, make note to thank the person that invited you. Because what we've got going on, other than what Rick and Emilio are showing, oh my gosh, you guys are making me thirsty. We do have this fantastic wine club where our labels are exclusive. Water, okay, Emilio. Our labels are exclusive to our club, to our members. You're not going to find our labels anywhere. But more importantly, we're not just about the wine. You've got to stick around to see what else we've got going here, because in our little menu of our back office, there's cheese, there's Wagyu beef, and very soon, education. If you haven't heard about this, the person that invited you in, or your enroller, or whoever you've been talking to, ask them about this crazy homeschool and tutoring opportunity, because we're looking not just for students, we're looking for teachers. We have room here in our family for all of you. And now, to tell us more about the benefits of being a part of, a member of our family of Direct to Consumer, is our very own founder. He's our mentor. He guides us through this system. He allows us to order these wines every month, come into our offices and our homes. Our very own Rory Rickard. Rory, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you, Stacy. And thank you everyone for being here. I'm Tanya and I are coming to you guys from Florida. We're out this way for a bit and getting ready for actually a great event we'll be doing May 5th, 6th, and 7th. But that being said, welcome to the DTC Ambassador Program. We are big lovers of wine, and we are fighting to keep true fine wines out in the marketplace. In fact, that is our business opportunity. So the problem that we solve is twofold. One, high quality wines at a reasonable price to the house. That's number one. And number two, in solving that, the high quality wines, 85% of the wines that are in the marketplace, so pretty much everything in your grocery store, is made through a conglomerate. Conglomerates, there's three big conglomerates that control 85% of the wine that's sold in the US, let alone the rest of the world. And these conglomerate wines, in many cases, were great wine wineries, families that created wine in the traditional way, built up a really good respect. They come and buy the label. They still market under the label, but the wines are no longer made the ways that are basically what I say the intended ways, where it takes a year, 2 years, 3 years for it to naturally create the wine. And the natural fermentation process, natural sulfites are created, which is a preservative for wines. Sulfites is the one thing you have to label on the wine that it contains sulfites. Well, there's natural sulfites and artificial sulfites. Every wine in your grocery store, with very few exceptions, are all going to be non-natural or artificial man-made sulfites. The problem with those is artificial sulfites require our body to process them with a lot of resources. So it leaves you with the fatigue, a lot of times headaches as a result of that. The natural sulfites, your body just assimilates very well. So they leave very little fatigue on the body. That's the biggest difference. So when you drink a wine that doesn't have artificial sulfites, it's amazing how you don't feel rough the next day. That's the biggest difference, not to mention the additives they put into it. So when wine's made the right way, tannins are created, the body of the wine is created, the flavonoids are able to be created, and all of that happens in that winemaking process. So as a conglomerate, when they're going to speed it up, they make it like a recipe. It's going to taste the same year to year, but they add additives that fake out the process. So it creates the tannin and the legs in the wine. It creates the flavor as if it's been aged long periods of time, or in oak or in barrels and so forth. But it's really additives, and those additives, if you knew what they were, you wouldn't willingly consume them. I tell everybody, if you just want to get a glimpse of what's in the wines, just go search arsenic in wine and see what comes up, and just watch where that rabbit hole leads you. Our whole mission is to deliver proper wines to everybody. Not just those that can afford to spend $120 a bottle, but everybody. Our wines would retail for $120 if sold the normal way. That's where direct to consumer kicks in. DTC, or direct to consumer, is where we produce the wines. They're in a very secure, clean warehouse. They are watched over by the liquid artists that these guys are. They're second and third generation winemakers. They are very good at their craft. They're experts. They've got, tens of thousands of hours of creating wine, magic, if you will. And that's who we hire to make our wines. They get a great situation. They are paid out tremendously well, and we sell all the wine. They don't have to worry about marketing the wine. That's our job. These wines are put under our label. They're literally hired by us to create that next vintage or the next varietals that we're kicking out. And we get those done. They're bottled in the same facility, and then they're driven by our truck about a mile and a half down the road, mile and a half, and put into our shipping warehouse. And then from our shipping warehouse, direct to your door, DTC. Because we eliminated so many points of distribution, we are able to give a very high quality fine wine at an amazing member price. That's the opportunity, and also the mission behind it is we want it to get real wine so people can get the health benefits and the benefits of wine, but also at an affordable rate. And then we created an amazing process and opportunity where customers and our wine ambassadors alike can literally earn free wine. That's kind of a perk of being in the business with us, is you get access to these wines, but you also can get access to them for free, and you can make an incredible living here. So we have a great process. It creates part-time, full-time, even career, life-changing incomes, and it's all around that. Now, fast forward to 2023, we are in the midst of launching our Brain Food Ambassador Program, which is under the DTC Ambassador umbrella. We have our Wine of the Month Club, and we also have an education program that brings homeschooling to the homes with Zoom meetings or online meetings with teachers. Everything's charted, measured, an amazing curriculum that's ours that we've been refining and building for years now. And we're solving the issues, right? We're giving proper, and I'm going to say the word, education to help the world as the world is changing and adapting, proper math, English, social studies, science, and also, financial literacy and other classes that children should have. This is an amazing thing that we get to do, and in the safety of the homes, in the construct of what the family can oversee, the mom and dad can know exactly what the child is learning, and can even be on the Zooms with them 100%. And be a whole part of that whole process. And we also do it in a way where the teachers get paid their worth. Teachers get paid a lot of money for a full class, and I say a lot of money. It's in comparison to what they're making now. We have an amazing process that literally lets the teachers become a partner with us and gives them access to this growth. And the same thing with us for opportunity. This is something that's an amazing opportunity for our ambassadors to grow with. It's one of those things I want to bring up that is pretty amazing. Is we have a way to help economic growth in the changing world. And Web 3.0 is out. New advancements are coming, and we're able to market that. So, under the DTC ambassador umbrella, we have other items and products that we sell, and we will teach you guys on that. But it's an entire ecosystem here, one that is trained on constantly. So this opportunity just covers our DTC umbrella. Wine is our most relevant thing that we lead with. We also have education. We also have several what we call kiosk offers that we market, and these are things that we do training on every Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. But this is an opportunity overview for people that want to see what this is about, and the wine is a great opening. It's a great place to start. Just know there's a lot more behind it, and as the more we explain this and where we're going, it's just a very fun thing to be part of. And with just a few customers, you're profitable. I'm going to bring this up on the compensation structure. In the coming weeks, we're going to be adding the brain food compensation structure onto this. It's just more of what you're going to see here. It's one compensation structure for all things under the DTC umbrella, and it's basically built in 2 teams. And I'm going to show you guys that here in a second. But first, let me just say one thing. This is owned by very passionate online marketers. We've been marketing for over 3 decades. We know what we're doing. And we've been very, very successful in our rights. And our philanthropy from our family, not from the company, but from our family, from Tanya and myself to you, is we fund your marketing. The person that brought you here, give them a big, huge thanks. You owe them lots of hugs because they thought enough to walk you into this. You're in a program here where you have a very minimum overhead into a business and an opportunity, but the number one reason for failure and the number one expense for any business we provide for you from our family to yours, and that's the marketing. So they'll walk you through what that means. We have a lot more things that we can dictate with you on there for it. And Stacy, if you can watch that button, we have people still coming in. I'm going to take you guys through the comp plan now. Here's our DTC ambassador comp plan. There's 3 ways to get started. And this encompasses our new direction as well. We have everything tied to wine, though. For those that can't drink wine, don't want to drink wine, don't want to be part of the wine program necessarily, just want to be part of our education program, we do have our 3rd option, which is a non-product option. The person that brought you here knows all about it. That's going to be adapting here soon, and we're about to roll out our acquisition for families into the Brain Food Ambassador Program. That is something we talk about on Wednesdays on the same channel, half hour earlier. So 5:30 Pacific, 6:30 Mountain, 6:30 or 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. On the same link, we talk about the Brain Food Ambassador Program, and you're going to be seeing a whole new compensation structure modified with that stuff added in, but it pretty much adds on to this. So if you understand this, it'll make sense for that. But we have 3 ways. One is become a customer. If the wines don't sound like, how can wine be that much better than what I drink? It's kind of one of those things, you got to try it. So if you're in doubt on this opportunity because you want to see the quality of wine, I totally appreciate that. Just become a wine customer. Our bottles would retail for $120 a bottle easily in a retail market. You're going to get 4 bottles for $100. Those 4 bottles are going to be new releases that came out this month. And if you like them and you want more of them, you can't just order more whenever you want. You have to do a custom case order, and it's while supplies last. These are boutique wines. In most every case, it's single vineyard winery, single vineyard production. So we're not creating mass amounts of wine. It's made the right way. And when we do, a solid batch, and when it's done, and we have to wait for the next release of that varietal, and they always taste different. So doing a linear tasting or a side-by-side tasting, you're never going to have the same wine year by year. That's just impossible if wine's made the right way. The soil conditions, the harvest conditions, the water, the rain, the sunshine is all different year to year, and it makes a different grape. It makes a different experience. It's incredible. Every now and then you'll have the same wine, and it'll have a peppery taste, and that peppery taste is gone the next year. For example, it's a lot of fun having the differences. So when they put it in the conglomerate way and mass produce it, and people don't know the difference, not only are they putting an inferior product into their body, not only are they putting additives that they shouldn't be putting in their body, but they're also not getting the health benefits of what true wine is going to give them. But they get that through us, and that that alone is a great cause to be part of. It's a passion business for Tanya and I and everybody behind this. We are all passionate wine lovers, and we get to protect this and take it to the world. And what the rest of the world does in the way of wine, it goes against what wine should be. And so we have a very good path of explanation, but it's an education process. And because it takes education, we want to make sure that everybody got rewarded for it very well. We are a company that understands true marketing and what marketing and acquisition costs really are. So the way this is laid out in the compensation plan, I'm going to go on the memberships for our ambassadors now. It's to reward you for bringing stuff in. We meet you as a company, and we literally, invest with you or help you with the acquisition cost to make it worth your time. But it's something I like to spell out. It's a tremendous opportunity, and the value can't be beat. Most companies add cost to their initial kit. They literally raise the price on it so that it's a profit center. We want you to have our wines. If you don't know what our wines taste like, you can't represent them, and you can't get behind the passion on it. So when you come in as an estate member for $300, that is our Grand Cru pricing. Grand Cru is our top level. If you've seen our other presentations, it's been explained more, but Grand Cru pricing is what we give our wine customers on Smart Ship, as well as what we give our estate reserves and Grand Cru members when they come in and buy their wine starter kits, as we call them. A wine starter kit comes with a case of wine for an estate member for $300, and we pay out 50% of that to their ambassador that brought them in. So if we're paying $150 on a $300 case of wine, the company's chipping in. We're losing money on that acquisition, but we want to make it work. We also know that once they try our wines, they're going to stick around, and we're going to make our money long term. And we also want to make sure that we're getting our wines out there and also doing it at a price where it's not going to be painful for you to share the wines with other people to get more customers in. All well thought out. We've been behind this for well over 6 years on this process of wine of the month, and we've been very successful with it. So estate members is $300, and you can come in at any level. You can pay the difference and get the difference. Meaning, if you're an estate, you can upgrade to reserve or upgrade to Grand Cru at any time. You just pay the difference, get the difference. Estate member is $300. A reserve member is $600. A Grand Cru is $1,200. An estate member gets 1 case of wine. A reserve member gets 2 cases of wine. A Grand Cru member gets 2 cases of our incredible wine and a 6-bottle Grand Cru luxury box. And that's our next level wine. And I'm going to talk about that just for a second. There's these wines that are just unbelievable. The fruit's of better quality. The way that they're made takes a lot more love and attention, and they are that next level wine. And I see these wines in the restaurants. These are wines that are going for $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a bottle. Ours, we're at the retail level of $350 to $750 a bottle. But if it's in a restaurant, usually there's a good 2 or 3 times the markup. And we have amazing wines. Our current Grand Cru selection that's going out right now has a retail value of over $2,800, and our members are getting it for $600. So this is the way it's meant to progress, and this is the way it usually progresses. We have 2 type of wine customers that come in. We have people that know what wine is or think they know what wine is, but pretty new to the whole concept. They're not necessarily connoisseurs, and for them to start out as an estate makes absolute sense. They get an amazing case of wine, and when it comes time to buy another case of wine, it's just best to just upgrade to reserve. It costs less. It's actually more affordable to upgrade. We did that on purpose. Then after you've had 2 cases of our incredible wine, there is no way you're not going, okay, these are really good. How much better can that Grand Cru really be? You're curious. And then your tastes are going to be elevated even more, and you're going to know that next level wine is worth it. A lot of people, I've seen it, they watch me, right? Not everybody's willing to spend thousands of dollars for a bottle of wine at a restaurant and understand where it comes from and all that. And those of us that have done that, we get why we do it. There's a value to us. But when people look afar, they look at you like you just have crazy money. There is an amazing respect to the art of wine, and the proper wine with the proper meal is quite the event, and the experience is what you're paying for. All the time and energy put into that bottle of wine, that glass of wine that you're now having with the perfect pairing of meals, that is why we do it, right? It's a very awesome experience, and we get to share that with everybody, but at a member price. Right. So this is where it goes. Now, the second type of customers we have come in, they're wine connoisseurs, and they see the value here, and they're like, yeah, this Grand Cru, it makes sense. That's why we're not coming in as Grand Cru all the time. We know the 2 types of people coming in, and we want both. There's a lot of people that don't really know what wine is, and think about it. We had Prohibition that wiped away 2 generations of wine education. So when wine started coming back up, the conglomerates came in and just, really cheapened the process, got rid of what's good about wine, made it an alcoholic punch beverage, and that's what they're selling everybody off as wine. Unbelievable. And we get to really conquer against that by delivering great wine and through our word of mouth and ambassador and professional marketing programs. We get to explain this, educate the world, and give them access to wines that they just can't get locally. They can only get them through wine. They can only get them through one of our ambassadors, or they can get our wine through our Wine of the Month Club here at DTC Ambassador. That's it. You can only get it through us, either through referral from a customer or from an ambassador. That's it. And our pay structure is awesome. It's very simple to go through. And again, this is being modified to add our new division of education, and that'll be a very similar process. This sensation model, just a little bit different on the starter kits, and obviously because it's not wine, it's education, and that'll all be spelled out here soon. So first and foremost, customers and our ambassadors get access to free wine by 3 and free. So if you just bring in one person that orders wine every month, every 3 months, you're going to get credit for free wine. If you have 2 customers ordering every month, or accumulative customers, you get free wine every 2 or 3 months. And if you have 3 customers ordering every month, well, then you're getting credit for free wine every month. Your first 3 customers you bring in or refer in are worth literally $1,200 a year to you in free wine. Now that's pretty impressive. And it's not you have to wait till you have 3 customers ordering. It's accumulative. So we really, love that aspect of it. Then we have, our wine starter kit. So when you bring in an ambassador, we know it takes a lot of work and patience to teach them and instruct them and get into these calls and everything else. And so what we like to do is, reward you for that, but also you get paid 50% of what they come in at. So if they come in at, $300, you get $150. But when they upgrade, you get 50% of the upgrade. You literally make upwards of $600 per ambassador that comes in on our Wine of the Month program here. And after that, we have the ambassador customer acquisition bonus, and I spell it out because our ambassadors are also customers. But on your 4th customer forward and on your ambassadors, customers, you get a bonus of $20 on your 4th and forward. Ambassadors, you're getting the wine starter kits, but you get $10 a month for every active ambassador or customer that is doing a customer order. And that adds up. If you got 100 customers over, a few months or a few years, however you build them in, that could be an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month. We see it happen all the time. Then we have our binary pay, and this is what I call the residual income. This is the retirement income for a lot of the stuff. We're building a left team and we're building a right team. The person that brought you in, they're putting you on a team leg. They're going to help you build that team, and they're going to teach you how to do that, and they're going to teach you how to have access to all of our paid marketing and support systems to grow this like a real business. And as you build out the other side, you're going to start receiving binary pay. So your left is going, your right is going, and based on your qualification in the comp plan, you're going to get upwards of 22% of that on a weekly basis. The way it works is on Wine Wednesday at midnight Eastern, the computer takes a snapshot of the volume on the left, the volume on your right. Whichever one has the lesser volume, you get upwards of 22% of that paid out the following Friday. We pay weekly. And then as you bring other ambassadors in and help them build their left and their right and build their binary pay, the ones that you directly brought in, you get a check match on their binary pay with no limits, upwards of 50% based on your rank in the company. Your rank in the company is based on this scale I'm going to show you. It's super, super simple. In order to be qualified for commissions and not to lose banked volume, you need to have a 50 BV or order BV or greater order, and that would be one family in the training in the brain food education. That's 1 4-bottle order of wine. That is one of our largest Vortex system, which is our marketing system for those that can't get wine shipped to them for the various reasons, including the ones where we can't ship wine. We're not in that country yet. 50 BV maintains your spot. Very easy requirement there. And then based on the rank achievement, 1-star ambassador to executive ambassadors, based on how many personal ambassadors you bring in, 1 to 10. Obviously, you're going to probably need more to build volume, but that's the minimums. We want you to have 3 customers. We want you to get your wine for free. And then the volume required has an asterisk on it because it's a left and right team. The volume has to come a minimum of 30% of the volume required for the rank advancement. You get all the credit for the volume, but for the rank that you have, no more than 30% of that or at least 30% of that has to come from one leg and no more than 70% on the other. It's a 70-30 split, not 50-50, not 60-40, 70-30. And then the binary percentage is based on your rank. It goes from 6 to 22%. And then your check match is at 30% right out the gate at 3-star ambassador, and then it goes to 50% at a 6-star ambassador. We have several of those in the company, and that really adds up. We have some leaders that makes more on their check match than their own binary because they're really structured to build the teams out, and that's what happens. All right, I'm gonna kick off this, let you guys know, get with the person that brought you here, give them a huge thank you, and get started. I'm going to tell you, this is the most relevant thing I've ever marketed. It gets better and better from here. We have programs that help bring you revenue to you, to help you grow. We have what's called bridge programs. There is so much to offer here. Get with the person who brought you here, find out more, and we'll see you on the trainings. God bless. Oh, and we do trainings on Saturday as well. Get the schedule from the person that brought you here. This is a career for a lot of people.